Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about the personal statement and statement of purpose and also the recommendation letters that is required for the GKS scholarship. Hi everyone, my name is Kavya and I'm a 2021 GKS scholar. I'm currently in my final semester of my masters and I have been a GKS scholar for almost 3 years now, so I thought that this video will be useful for y'all. I'm going to actually share my personal statement and my statement of purpose that I wrote for the GKS scholarship. I went to the rules and it says that you cannot share your personal statement directly. So I'm going to indirectly share it to you guys so that you get an idea of what I wrote in my personal statement so that you also can write your own personal statement. Use this video as a reference for you to write your personal statement. Without further ado, let's get into it. So my personal statement, I started off by saying, hello, my name is so and so and I was born in so and so, a country that is rich in many cultures. I have completed my bachelor's in what major, and I also have experience. Since I also had experience before I applied for GKS scholarship, in the first para I only wrote about my name and I have completed my bachelor's in which major and also what experience I had as what was my position working back and the company. So I wrote about I have experience as a full stack Java developer, which was what I was working as. And I also wrote I am applying for my master's in computer science engineering under the Korean government scholarship. Okay, for the second para, I wrote I have done it into a small paras so that will be easier for them to understand. So I have about 5, 6, 7. I have about 7 paras, but they all are really small, but I wanted to distinguish between what I am writing. So the second para is about why I chose computer science and what got me into computer science. It goes same for your major. You can write about why you chose your major and what is your interest that got you into the major. So I wrote about why I chose computer science and also a little bit about my past, like this is the reason I got interested in computer science. Because I saw this, I got interested in this. In the third paragraph, I wrote about how I am coming from a middle class family and how I got into engineering. I wrote a little bit about 2 sentences about my father, what he works, and my mom, what she works, and how we could afford education. I also wrote a background about my studies and how I ended up getting a job and how I ended up getting a campus placement job. So this para is basically just about my life. So I would recommend you to write at least 4 to 5 lines about your past and what you studied and what you ended up doing in the past. Because remember, something is that they don't know about you, so use this chance to write that. If you guys are applying for the GKSU, it means undergraduate, so I'm pretty sure you might not have similar experiences as me. So I would recommend you to tell about what you have studied so far or what your organizing skills or like technical skills you have, or what you have done in your 11th and 12th grade, what projects. And in the fourth paragraph, I wrote about how my interest in South Korea started. So let me tell you that I was interested in South Korea from 2013 because I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I also ended up watching a lot of the South Korean news because I was really interested to see what kind of a country it is. And also I had experience meeting a few Koreans back in India, so I wrote about that. The next para is all about what I did in my bachelor's, in my 11th, 12th, and this is really important because this is my chance to boast about all the achievements that I have received so far. So I wrote about how I was in the school cabinet throughout my life. I was in the school cabinet for different roles, and I wrote about what kind of a roles what roles they were and how it has impacted my leadership capabilities. I also have won a few awards in the past, so I wrote all the award names and I wrote only the ones which are like major, maybe like state competitions or international national level competitions, and I try to highlight that in my paper. I ended off that paragraph by telling about my volunteer activities. I have done a few volunteering activities, but it was after my bachelor's, so not a lot. Basically, I did a lot of volunteer activities and beach cleanups because I live in the coastal side of India, and we had a lot of beach cleaning, organizations. And I also used to go to old age homes, and I wrote about that because I thought it would give me an edge in the my personal statement compared to others, because it shows that I am interested in doing volunteering too. The next paragraph is on the technical side. I wrote about the paper which I wrote on my bachelor's, and the paper was an IEEE format paper, and I wrote about the paper and what is written in the paper and what I learned through that. To anybody who is also doing computer science, like you guys might know that in computer science we have different streams like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and blah blah blah. So I try to tell them that I know this particular section because this is what I learned in my bachelor's and this is what I'm interested in. So you guys choose your particular major and choose that particular section and tell that you have worked on that, or if you are planning to work on that, or this is your interest for the future. In the same paragraph, I also added about the technical organizations or the technical uh, paper presentations. So where I would also be the organizer, sometimes I was the participant, so I thought it would give a little bit idea of what I'm interested in. In the last paragraph, since I am a university track student, in the last paragraph I mentioned about my university and why I want this university, why I have chosen this university. Example, like for their research facilities, because I have seen that there are professors who are working in the same stream as me, and also who are interested in the same field as me. So I wrote about the university and why I'm applying for this university, and I would like to get this scholarship because I am interested in it. So next we have the statement of purpose. So for statement of purpose, we are starting off with language study plan. So in the language study plan, I spoke about the question on the top is study plans to improve foreign languages, Korean, English, required for taking the degree course before and after you come to Korea. So my language study plan, what I wrote is, I have spoken about how English is quite commonly used in India, and also that we have been studying in an English education from elementary till up till all my education. So I told about how I am fluent in English, and I can grasp things easily, so I can use my English abilities for my research purposes. In the second paragraph, I wrote about how I am interested in the Korean language, and also that I have been seeing Korean language shows and Korean language music, and I have used to take like Korean language classes, which honestly was a lie. It was not a lie, it was like a white lie, because I used to take the Korean classes back in India because there were free Korean classes that were going on at that time. But I decided they were not really that helpful, other than maybe like a few sentences of Hangul. I did attend the classes, but it was basically like I was point 0, like in square one. But I decided to tell that I am interested, because the whole point about this section is that you want to convince them that when you come to Korea, you will be easily able to grasp the Korean language, and you will be easily interested. You are interested in the language is what you're trying to convey here. In the last one, I wrote about after my arrival into Korea, I will plan to find Korean classes. I'm going to even study outside of class hours. I'm going to read newspapers. I'm going to do poems. You get the gist, right? The next one is goal of study and study plan. So goal of study is the detailed study plan. This is really important, especially if you are in university track, because most of the university professors will read this part of the script because they're very interested to see what will be your research for the future. So for this, I have already written that I have reviewed their curriculum, which most of the universities have their curriculum on their website. So I did actually review the curriculum and all the courses, and told them that which are the courses I'm interested in, and the mandatory courses seems very interesting to me, and I would like to learn more about it. And I wrote for like 2 sections. So I wrote like for the for the mandatory courses, these are the courses that I'm interested in, and for the optional courses, I think these are the courses that I'm also interested in. And since I have already studied or have a background of this in bachelor's, I think that I will be easily able to manage it in my master's. The next one is future plan and study. For this, future plan in Korea or another country after studying Korea. So here, no matter what your plan is after you finish the GKS scholarship, let me tell you something. The whole point of the GKS scholarship is that you come to Korea, you study, and you go back to your country. So basically, you come here, you study, you learn all the benefits, and you go back and you use the things that you learned here in your country. So this is what you need to specify in this section. So I wrote about after I successfully graduate, I would like to share my experiences to try and gain and improve the Indian technology sector. So here I wrote about how I'm going to learn everything and how I can use that back home. So I also wrote about in the professional side, like as for my professional development, I'm going to use the research benefits that is used here, and I'm going to use that for national development, how I am going to connect India and Korea together. For the recommendation letters, so this is something that I did, is that my professors were really busy and they could not write the recommendation letters by themselves because there was too much to write and they did not know what kind of a structure that I want. But I went on, I had a meeting with my professor and I asked him what are the things he thinks about me, and just to say this is you're a good student, you are courteous, you are punctual on time, you're good in studies and all of that. And I wrote down all the points and I wrote it in a more professional way, and I gave that to them to do any corrections. And after they corrected them, and we kind of wrote the whole recommendation letter and I gave it to them, and in the final they wrote it in the they wrote it in the college paper, like the official paper, and stamped it with the college seal. So for my two recommendation letters, my recommendation letter was from the dean of the university because I thought it will give some kind of leverage to me, and the second one was from my professor who was my advisor for my final bachelor's. But I made sure that both my professors were PhD level. They both are PhD, so it gives some kind of a better view. The dean of the college was also the computer science professor, so it kind of helped me that way. And in both of my recommendation letters, I have just written what they spoke about me, but the most of the important parts is that I wrote about my leadership capabilities and how I have used my studies that I've done in my bachelor's for projects and how it kind of helped me. Also, I asked them to write a little bit about me, as in my personality, what kind of a person I am, if I am punctual, and etc. In the last, I also have written a sentence where it says, your program sounds perfectly fit for talent and academic development. So you guys get the hint of what you should write. But basically, recommendation letters, I don't know if they actually check it thoroughly, but I would recommend you to go through it. Okay, that is it for today's video. But I have one tip for you guys, is that for anybody who is writing the personal statement and statement of purpose, I wrote most of my personal statement and statement of purpose through YouTube. So something that I really want to tell you is that the personal statement especially is something that it should be your own, right? But in order to get some inspiration, I think it's really important to see other people's personal statement, compare, use references, and write your own. So what I did is I went on YouTube, and instead of searching for just GKS personal statement, which will give you probably lesser number of videos, one thing you need to remember is that personal statement of purpose is used by most universities throughout the world. So maybe instead of googling that, you can just check for personal statement Harvard, personal statement Yale, or Ivy League colleges, or personal statement of US universities, UK universities, or something like that. So that will just give you an idea of what a personal statement should be, so that you can actually look through those videos and also use references from them and make it your own. So that's it for today's video. I am tired, so let's meet in the next video, you guys. Bye bye. This is a PS for anyone who's watching the video till the end. I have some people have asked me about my Korean language ability, so if you guys want to see me talking Korean, or you want to see a video of me speaking Korean and giving you guys recommendations of which Korean textbooks helped me for topic, please let me know. I would really like to do that one. Okay guys, bye bye, see you.